My message is you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're worthy of love, and just go out there and kill it, girl. My father actually took his own life, and 2 months before I launched my company. You know, I have my own challenges. My daughter has autism. I was recently diagnosed.
How has building Bella Vita changed you?
It's being an entrepreneur can be a real scary journey, but I decided from the beginning that I just wasn't going to quit no matter what. I've heard some entrepreneurs say, you know, do your company, and if it doesn't work in 2 to 3 years, you should give up. The people that really became successful, they just decided to not quit.
Welcome back to Live with Purpose, a place where we share powerful tools to help you live a more mindful and intentional life. We encourage you here to align with your core values, to follow your deepest heart's desire and live a life of true purpose and meaning. In this episode, we are joined by incredible founder and CEO of Bella Vita brand that reflects her mindful approach to wellness, clean living, and authentic self-love. Bella Vita is more than a skincare. It's a philosophy of conscious living, radiant simplicity, and honoring the skin you're in. Please welcome Erin Schmidt. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you, Anna. I'm excited to be here with you.
Erin Schmidt, the founder and CEO of Bella Vita Santa Barbara and Bella Vita magazine. Erin is the creative force behind Bella Vita Santa Barbara, a sustainable luxury skincare brand rooted in nature's beauty and built around the mission to inspire people to discover the beauty within themselves and in their lives. Her journey began in 2019 in a small kitchen in Santa Barbara, where she began handcrafting clean, botanical-based skincare products with a deep commitment to purity, sustainability, and self-love. Today, Bella Vita is a Leaping Bunny certified cruelty-free brand recognized by clean beauty platforms like Think Dirty and the Good Face Project for its dedication to transparency, quality, and integrity. Every product is made in small batches with love, intention, and deep respect for both people and the planet. Beyond skincare, Erin is a wellness advocate, magazine publisher, and conscious entrepreneur who believes that true radiance starts from within. Through her brand and her voice, she's helping others slow down, connect to their purpose, and live their most beautiful lives from the inside out. Erin's story is a beautiful reminder that mindful living, when infused with passion and authenticity, can become a powerful force for transformation, not just in our own lives, but in the world around us. So for our audience that doesn't know your work, tell us a little bit about how you started and how you got to where you are now.
Yeah, so I started being an entrepreneur early on. I started in fashion and doing eBay store and other stores on e-commerce. And in 2019, I decided I wanted to focus on skincare because I had had cystic acne, so I could really relate to what people went through with their skin and struggling with it. And it really hurts your self-esteem and your image.
Confidence.
So, yeah, for sure. And so I was on a mission to find a way to do that naturally, because I know the treatments that I had done were not sustainable. They certainly weren't vegan, and they were almost assuredly tested on animals. So I really focused on trying to do it in a conscious, ethical way that was not only good for your skin, but good for the earth and your body. That really came from a passion also. I named the company Bella Vita because my father died tragically 2 months before I was actually forming the company.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so it was a lot, but it actually fueled my passion for really going after, making the company more than just skincare. Like you said, it's not just skin deep. It's about loving yourself despite whatever imperfections. There is no such thing as perfection. I feel that although there's nothing wrong with trying to look beautiful and look more youthful, we sometimes, I think, get too caught up in comparing ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. It can be so damaging.
Right.
Now that you feel like you need something outside of yourself in order to feel
in
self-love,
order to be good
and to enough.
To feel like you're enough,
yes,
right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so glad. By the way, it's not plug for your skincare. Your skin is glowing. Your skin looks great. It's really
Thank
really
you.
amazing.
I try. And so that's really kind of my message is you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're worthy of love, and just go out there and kill it, girl.
Yes, that's what we need. Yes, absolutely. Bella Vita means beautiful life, for those who might not know. What does living a beautiful life mean to you personally? And how does that drive your work and everyday
I love
life?
that you're asking me that, because on my podcast, that's the last question I always ask everyone. And I find that people always are like stumped by that question. But, you know, to me, living a beautiful life is truly loving yourself, going after your dreams, not giving up too early on things because you feel like, oh, I just am not going to ever make it. And honestly, just finding love and beauty in each moment of life. You know, God gave us this beautiful world to live in. And whether it's a flower or your cat or, you know, just a sunny day outside, you can always find something to be grateful for and to find love, hope, and beauty in this life.
That is so wonderful.
Thank
so
you.
pause to find gratitude and appreciate things that you do have. So your brand is rooted in sustainability, self-love, and conscious beauty. What inspired you to build a mission-driven company rather than a traditional skincare line?
You know, I felt like I said, I had always really been passionate about cruelty-free, and I had been a member of PETA and was a vegetarian for a very long time. I'm not right now, sorry, but, you know, my line is vegan. And, you know, I'd always been passionate about the environment and saving the planet, too. So I knew right away that that had to be a part of my company. We're very proud to be sustainable, run on green energy, and we go one step further in that even the ingredients that we use are done in a way that's ethical and sustainable, such as if there's an ingredient that might be derived from palm oil, it's certified mass balance so that it's done in a way that's not harming the rainforest or animal habitats. So, you know, I think that more and more companies are starting to think about the impact that they have, even on that granular level, because when we take those small steps, it can make a huge impact. And when I started the company in 2019, I really didn't see any other luxury skincare companies that were doing that. Now, thankfully, some of them are getting on board with that. And just for my own peace of mind, I wanted to do that so I knew that my company wasn't one of the ones that was doing things that were harming the environment.
Very important.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
It is
You're
very
welcome.
important. So how do you hope Bella Vita transforms the way people think about self-care and skincare?
Right. So it's funny. I'm always surprised when people ask me, like, well, could I use this? You have skin, right? Yes, you can. Men can use our skincare.
Wonderful.
I do have male clients, including my husband, Brady. Hi, Brady. And he loves my skincare. He always jokes that he's, you know, much older than he actually is, but it's because of my skincare. He looks so young.
He's a musician.
Yes,
musician.
Brady Wade is his musician name, and
Amazing.
he's the music supervisor for our TV project that we're going to be doing.
Oh,
so I
yes.
just hired a really wonderful sales exec, Gabrielle Murray, who's going to be helping us. She used to work for Estee Lauder and Nordstrom's and Joe Malone Perfumes.
Oh, I love Joe Malone.
Yeah, and she
And Estee
also
Lauder,
works
of course.
for Body Shop and as a regional area manager. So
Amazing.
she's wonderful. I'm so excited to have her on board, and we
That
have
is
big
so
plans.
exciting. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. You're a real pro.
Thank you.
You're a pro. So now about personal journey a little bit. You began creating skincare products in your Santa Barbara kitchen.
I did.
What was that early chapter like? How did that look like?
Yeah, I had a real passion for skincare, but I didn't know a lot about it, to be honest. I'm just a true entrepreneur, and I was like, I'm going to do it, and I'll figure it out. So I did. And I became an organic skincare formulator 3 years ago. And so I've really just, because of all the research I had done up to that point, I was prepared to just dive in and start doing things. And now we've won 22 international beauty awards. And
Wow.
yeah, so I'm really excited. I'm very proud of our formulas, and they're very targeted to, give your skin a rejuvenation, but it's to make you look and feel beautiful, so you're glowing and you just feel confident.
Oh, I definitely have to try it.
Oh, good. I brought you some.
Thank you so much.
You're
I can't
welcome.
wait, because your skin looks glowy and healthy. And also, I know that everything is vegan, that the way that you make your product, so it just has that health. It doesn't look fake or too dewy. Or you know how some
Yeah.
of these, you can see when somebody has a lot of work done,
Yeah.
so they don't look natural. This looks
Right.
really natural. It looks like a natural glow. Just like when you drink a green juice,
Yeah.
you know how your face
Yeah.
glows? So that's the feel.
Thank you.
So how has building Bella Vita changed you? Not just professionally, but personally and spiritually. How does building a brand really feel like? Not like on social media.
Yeah.
How does it feel like?
Yeah, it's being an entrepreneur can be a real scary journey. But, I decided from the beginning that I just wasn't going to quit no matter what. And, I used a little bit of money from my dad's inheritance that he left me. And so that's given me the extra gumption that I needed to say, okay, I definitely can't quit, because I want this investment to be worth it. And, thankfully, I have gotten awards. I've gotten lots and lots of wonderful feedback. I'm very proud that most of my clients are estheticians and use my skincare in their facials. So I know what I'm doing is working. It's just getting the message out there and growing it.
And people really recognize.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It feels great when someone is like, "Oh my gosh, I love your skincare. I can't wait to try all of it." And it feels really good hearing people that they're like,
That your product resonates with them. You said a few different really important things for brand building and being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
First, you made a decision that you're not going to quit. And
Right.
every success starts with a really making determined decision of what
Right.
you are going to create.
Right.
So whoever's watching, write it down, decision. Make a
Yeah.
decision that you will succeed. And that keeps you going, and knowing your
Yes.
why when you said your dad's
Right.
inheritance. So that keeps you always going back to your why,
Right.
why you're doing something. It's so much bigger than
Right.
having a bad day or
Right.
feeling discouraged in the moment.
I know.
Yeah.
I've heard some entrepreneurs say, do your company, and if it doesn't work in 2 to 3 years, you should give up. And it's like,
No.
you're just getting started at
Yes.
2 or 3 years. Like how do you get your brand out there?
Yeah.
Yes, if you haven't made one sale in that time, then okay, maybe
Think about it.
Maybe there's something wrong.
Yeah.
But don't give up. Like, as an entrepreneur, you have to stick with your vision and not look at what everybody else is doing and comparing yourself, because that's a recipe for disaster. You'll just get frustrated and give up.
Yeah.
And
That is
yeah.
so true. Yes.
the people that really became successful, they just decided to not quit. That's really the ultimate recipe for success, is to take your lumps, fall down on the mat, and get back up each time.
Yes, yes. I'm also in one of the courses now for entrepreneurs and how to build a brand. I always watch these videos, and today we had a lesson. The thing that nobody told you ever, the greatest pitch that you have to
Yeah.
do is to yourself every single day, every morning. And I was like, this is great.
I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
I can do this. When you speak, you have a little bit of Tony Robbins, the business master. You know,
Yes.
he always talks about having a vision, being flexible on approach. And then also Jeff Bezos, he always talks
Yes.
about not following the trends, have your visions. Because Amazon was not profitable for first 2 years, 3 years, they were losing money.
I think it was even
2 or
longer
3,
than
even
that.
longer. Yeah. So this is really true and shows the determination and persistence and perseverance. All these things you really do need to have and practice. Not to intellectually know, you have to actually embody them, which is so much harder than knowing them.
It's very true. Yeah.
But when it really becomes tough, so what do you do? Do you meditate? Do you do mantras, journaling, maybe all of it?
You know, I used to do a lot of that, and I don't as much. I pray. I try to just remember that, okay, I know what I'm doing, and you know, I have a lot of support from my husband, Brady, who is our CIO, Chief Investment Officer, and Investor Relations. My business partner, David Hill, is behind the scenes helping us orchestrate different things. So when I start to feel overwhelmed, I just say, look, I need a break. I need to relax. Let's go to the beach. Let's, you know,
recharge,
watch a movie, do something so that I can get back to, okay,
center, yes.
recenter.
Recenter.
But I do yoga. I do mindfulness. I do, you know, just gratitude, like stopping and smelling the roses, both figuratively and in reality.
Literally.
Yeah, and literally. Yeah, so you do have to do a combination of those things to really
stay
on the track and not give up and feel like burned out. My sort of acumen as an entrepreneur has really grown over these years, in that I realize, like, hey, I've really built something wonderful here and I'm proud of it, and I'm not egotistical about it, but I've mentored some entrepreneurs and you know, skincare people who I've formulated for on the custom side. And it's nice hearing from them when they say, oh, I heard your story and it's so inspiring, and I'm really excited to do my company after listening to you. So that's really amazing to hear, because it is very, very hard starting your own business, being a solo entrepreneur, and just feeling like, okay, I can do this, it's gonna work, I just have to be patient.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. This is an action step for you to practice at home, to practice self-love and self-compassion. Let's take a look. So let's talk about something we all need more of: self-love, a real, evidence-based, nervous system calming, identity-shifting self-love. The kind of love that actually changes the way your brain works and how you show up in the world. Let's start with the science. Research from Dr. Kristen Neff, yes, the queen of self-compassion, shows that people who practice self-love have lower levels of anxiety, stronger motivation, and greater emotional resilience. Why? Because self-love creates psychological safety from the inside out. When you mess up, your brain doesn't go into panic mode. Instead, it says, okay, let's reset, you're still worthy, let's try again. In fact, MRI scans show that self-compassion activates areas in the brain linked to empathy, emotional regulation, and stress recovery. So here's why all of this matters. Without self-love, we make choices from fear. We please people, we burn out, and we chase validation and perfection. With self-love, we make choices from alignment. We protect our peace. We speak up and we stop performing, and we start belonging to ourselves. Self-love isn't indulgent, it's essential. It's not a feeling, it's a daily practice. So here's what you can do today. Be kind to yourself, not because you earned it, but because you exist and because you're worth it. Now, that alone is enough. Yes, so practicing self-care, self-love. Right. That's my next question. So you speak often about self-love as the highest form of self-care. What does that look like in daily life, and how can somebody in our audience start to practice that?
Well, I can relate to that on a bunch of different levels. My father actually took his own life, and that's how he died, and 2 months before I launched my company. And so I really take that and go, okay, life is too beautiful to give up on. I have my own challenges. My daughter has autism. I recently, I haven't talked about this publicly yet, I was recently diagnosed as having high-functioning autism and ADHD.
Oh, I don't see that at all.
Well, I'm good at hiding it. I'm good at masking it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's, I think I overcame a lot of sort of the things that were holding me back when I was younger. But I do definitely have like some learning issues and things that make it harder for me, like going to these big events and red carpets and stuff. It's fun getting dressed up, and then I'm there, I'm like, okay, when can I get home and put my sweats back on?
You need a recharge time.
Right. Yeah, and that's part of why I love being an entrepreneur. I can set my own schedule. I can work from home. I can be in my sweats on my computer if I have to. And then
You're your own boss.
Yes.
You don't have anyone to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Some of us are not good with that.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I also studied Buddhism for a while. When I met my husband, actually, I was doing a Kadampa Buddhism, which is like a Tibetan philosophy. And, just I feel like our breath and, that is the essence of life, is your breath. And when you can control that, like you were doing before we started, and Tony Robbins talks about that, is using your breath and your oxygen and really enriching your blood. And it just changes your whole dynamic. And then just your thoughts. Your thoughts are creative. And when you are sitting and thinking negative thoughts about yourself, about your situation, about the people around you, you are creating that. And like they've even done studies. There's a really famous study by a Japanese scientist, and he had people write negative words on a bottle of water, and then he had them write beautiful words like love and peace and serenity and joy. And he looked at that water under a microscope, and it's insane. The negative words are like really disjointed and crazy looking, and then you look at the peace and joy and these beautiful words, and it's these gorgeous crystals
harmonious,
and snowflake designs that are just very intricate and very like in sync together. And it shows us that when we're thinking those thoughts about ourselves, about our world, we're really messing up our physiology and our minds.
It affects the entire system as whole. That is true.
That's why meditation and prayer even are just so powerful, because you're remembering that there's beauty, there's hope, there's love in the world, and you matter, and what you do in this life matters.
Every thought you think matters. Yes. Every emotion you feel
creative.
Matters.
You're creating your reality.
And also sculpts your brain. Now with neuroplasticity, they really show that every thought you think really sculpts your brain. So thinking positive thoughts, it's so much more powerful than it seems. Practicing that awareness. So every time when you catch yourself thinking negatively, to pause, stop wherever you are. Not in the middle of the freeway.
No.
But, and reframe it. Say, no. I'm worthy. I love myself. I got this. If you could share one message with someone just beginning their own journey of self-love and self-awareness and transformation, what would you tell them?
That's a lot. I think that each person has to find within themselves the confidence that, you know what, I don't care what other people think. This is who I am, and I'm proud of that, and I'm going to show up in the world, and I have value. I have something to say that people want to listen to. I had really low self-esteem. I hated being a redhead because I was super shy as a kid, and I stick out like a sore thumb. I had really bright red hair. And so everywhere I went, I got attention, and he didn't want it. So it took me a while to feel comfortable in my own skin. So I can definitely relate to what that feels like. And, you get to a point, hopefully, that you see that beauty. You see that, what our individuality is what makes this world beautiful. We don't have to look like, a model in, Vogue, because guess what? Those women are just as self-conscious as you are. They maybe even more so, because they're being like under a microscope. If they gain a pound, they're like, oh my God.
It's a disaster, yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? There is no such thing as perfection. Be okay with the fact that life is messy. You're going to screw up. You're going to have times where you're just like, why did I do that? But guess what? That's everyone on the planet. So it's okay. You're going to be fine. Just be happy with yourself. Even if the people in your family aren't rooting you on, you know what? You're going to find people out there who are in your tribe who love you and want to see you succeed.
Thank you, Erin.
Of
You are
course.
such an inspiration. I'm so honored to have you
thanks.
here today. As we close today's conversation, take a moment to breathe in the essence of what Erin just shared. A reminder that true beauty begins within, and that transformation often starts with a single intentional step. Erin's journey is a powerful reflection of what's possible when we align our actions with our values, when we choose clarity over chaos, and when we lead with both vision and heart. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to grow softer and stronger at the same time. And you are worthy of living a life that feels as beautiful on the outside as it looks on the inside. Okay, so let's take a moment to bring self-love into your daily life, not just as a concept, but as a practice of presence. Here are 3 powerful daily steps rooted in mind-body awareness and inner stillness. 1. Begin each day with stillness and intention. Before your day begins, sit quietly, even for just 2 minutes. Place your hand on your heart, breathe gently, and repeat mentally: harmony, laughter, love. This isn't about finding answers, it's about connecting with the deeper part of you, the part that's beyond roles, goals, and to-do lists. In stillness, self-love naturally arises, so you can remember that you are already enough. 2. Nourish your body with awareness. As you go through your day, take time to pause, take a breath, and offer gratitude, silently or aloud. Then continue with your day, but stay present. When you honor your body with awareness, you turn ordinary moments into rituals of love. You're telling your system, you matter, I'm listening. 3. Give yourself a loving thought break. Set a reminder once during your day, in the morning, midday, and evening, and when it goes off, pause and silently repeat: I am love, I am whole, I am enough. Feel it in your body, let the words settle. This is how we rewire the nervous system and our brain from stress into self-worth. Self-love isn't something you earn, it's something you remember. And through stillness, awareness, and intention, you return to the truth of who you are: peaceful, powerful, and already whole. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We are so honored to have you here. We really, truly appreciate your energy and your time. Stay kind, live with intention, and we'll see you next week.